Come on. Come on.
Do your little opening.
I don't do openings.
All right, welcome back to Wapsie River at Podcast. This is my assistant, Colin.
Hi.
Oh, so you don't have a problem being called assistant?
I am. I'm helping you.
Yeah, well, and I'm helping you.
Well, you're an assistant to me.
Yeah.
I'm an assistant to you.
Yeah. And Colin's drinking, but I just have Diet Coke. Colin's got White Claw. Colin's got to loosen up.
Ooh, those are good.
I don't like them.
I do.
I like whiskey.
I like that too.
I like whiskey and bourbon.
I like all that too.
All right, so what do you want to talk about? Since it's been a week since the shooting. Oh, we can talk about the shooting.
Okay, let's.
Did we talk about the shooting on the last one? I can't remember.
I think we were getting ready for it, but
But you went on a rant. Or was that Saturday? Was that Saturday when we did the podcast, or was that Sunday?
Sunday afterwards.
Was it? I can't remember.
But I don't think we talked about the shoot.
But anyway, so on Sunday, sorry,
Jeez.
we need to get a different table in here.
This table will work just fine.
Anyway, so we went on a
We're,
archery shoot and Eldora.
yes, Pine Lake.
Yeah.
What
Iowa Bow Association.
yes. What did you think of it?
I liked it. I liked the shoot. It's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot better than the Reinhardt and kind of better than the Blackhawk shoot.
Why? You gotta give reasonings.
Well, the Blackhawk shoot is kind of like the same shoot over and over and over again. They don't really make it challenging. Same with the Reinhardt shoot. They don't make it challenging. Excuse me. You know, like more realistic everyday hunting shots. That's why. This one, it did. Waverly one, it did.
What do you think of the layout of everything though?
The layout's good. It's a lot better. I like it. It's a lot better.
I like how you have your options at some of the targets that you can choose.
Oh yeah. They had multiple, like they had some shots where a lot of the shots you could choose, I don't know, an armadillo, or you could shoot
Porcupine.
No, it wasn't a porcupine.
Oh, skunk. Skunk.
No, it wasn't a skunk.
One was a
It
skunk.
was one of those that pink, a pig, not pink. It was not the. They weren't. They looked like pigs.
Two armadillos and a javelina.
Yeah, javelina.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a pig, but it's not a pig.
It's pig.
No, it's a javelina. They are not pigs. They are a rodent.
They're
They're considered a rodent.
They're in the swine family.
No, the pigs are pigs. Pigs are just pigs. Every pig's a pig.
Whatever. Anyways.
It's like a warthog's a warthog. It's not a pig.
Whatever. Okay. So, continue.
And then they had one where you could shoot a wolf or shoot the deer. And just the one thing I did not see there though, they did not have any trash pandas. I didn't see any trash pandas.
You had the option to shoot them, you just chose not to.
No, I just don't remember them trash pandas being there.
Oh yeah, they were there.
No. And
Excuse me.
the one I did see, which I thought was pretty interesting, is that they had a snapping turtle target. Never seen that before.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
It was with the alligator, and I think there was a carp in there too, wasn't there?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, it was a frog.
Oh yeah, it was a poison dart frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can shoot the reptiles and amphibian.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of it? I liked it.
Oh, that was my third time going to it. It's one of my favorite shoots by far.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could easily um, expand on it if they wanted to, and turn it into like a big deal, to where even more people would come up to it. That's my thing is I see, you know, I've seen what Bowfest is like on the channel. I've seen what TAC events are like, and everybody sees how popular they are, but I don't see anybody expanding on that or trying to expand on that here in Iowa. Like, Bowfest has 6 different courses you can choose to go and shoot. And they're not, you know, multiple targets or whatever on them. It's one shot. Like Bowfest has a course where it's nothing but long distance shots, and you're shooting deer at 60 yards. You're shooting, a bison at 90 yards. Whatever. You don't. There's nobody putting in those shots around here. And I think that's where it would get a lot more people involved if they could acquire that kind of setting. You know what I mean? Because granted, if you can turn it into like a true festival, kind of like what Bowfest is or what a TAC event is, I mean, yeah, it's going to cost some dinero to do it, but at the same time, you could end up bringing in a lot of people, and it can do good things. I think Iowa needs to step up their game just a little bit.
Yeah, they probably, but.
And you can't tell me Iowa doesn't have a spot to be able to put on a TAC event, because there's plenty around that they could go and do.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a matter of trying to get linked up with it and do it. And I think a lot of the quote unquote clubs or whatever they're putting this on necessarily don't want to try and put in the work for it.
Well, no, because the clubs, you end up only getting one or two people to do it, and they're doing it every single year. After a while, you get kind of burnt out. That's kind of the reason why they didn't do, Volga Lake's not doing the Reinhardt shoot anymore.
Well, they had a group of people, but that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But that's something that I don't know full logistics on, but yeah, they didn't have a lack of people. It's other issues that I've heard, but I don't want to speculate on.
Yeah.
But they always had good turnouts. I mean, that could easily be turned into a festival shoot with the way that course is set up. Very easily.
Yeah.
Very, very easily. And you could definitely put in some bomb shots and everything. Like, it would be really good to do. But that's my take on it. I think Iowa needs to step up their game just a little bit. I know it takes people to do all that, and it takes a team effort, but at the same time, when you look at what the numbers that those draw in, it's like that would be way worth it, especially in an area like the Echo Valley shoot was. because you've got the camping right there. Everything's there to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got the space, you got the places to stay, you got it. To me, it makes no sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so we did that Sunday. We were gonna go to, where was it today? I mean, today or tomorrow?
Waverly.
Yeah, Waverly, but we didn't make it.
Well, they're calling for rain,
Yeah.
so I mean, we could
And-
try and rush
and it
through
was
it, but
gonna
it
be-
would be a muddy, slippery mess.
And it'd be hot. It's hot today.
Yeah.
And yeah, not gonna do that. But and also for me, this morning, my boy and I went on a little scout fishing trip to the Fairbank Gun Club, and that was pretty interesting.
Did you catch any fish?
Yeah, we caught 15 bluegill.
Were any of them keeper size?
Oh yeah, they were keeper size, but you couldn't keep them
Why?
because it's stocked,
Oh Jesus.
and it's owned by the gun club.
Were any caught on your jigs that you made?
No, they were just worms.
So your jigs didn't work. Okay.
No, they tried some of the soft baits, but the bass didn't hit. And
So
plus-
they didn't work. Okay.
Yeah, but now kids were throwing them, so they weren't really knowing. They didn't really know what they were really supposed to do with the soft baits. And they were young kids, so they were just doing the whole cast and retrieve type deal. They didn't want to sit there and be patient.
So they didn't work. Okay, that's fine. That's all you need to say. They didn't work. My soft baits failed me.
Well, yeah, and plus they're fed on pellets, so they're gonna go after the worms. So, but yeah, we caught like 4 bigger than my hand size bluegill, and they were fat. I mean, they were,
Sounds like you need to become a member so you can
Indulge.
keep some of them.
yeah. But yeah, and that was another thing. Found out. So the Fairbank Gun Club, they do accept members, but they have a limit on how many can be members because they don't want to be like all the other members where they have hundreds of members and only a couple people do all the work. And everybody has their assigned duty of what they're supposed to do on a certain month out at the gun club property. And it's like a gun club property. They own, I don't know, 50 acres. And
Well, if you got Onyx, we can pull it up right now and do it.
And here, I'll let you search.
Yeah.
And
Un momento.
so they have food plots out there, they have prairie out there, and they have wooded area out there. And you can actually go and sight in your rifle if you want. You can go clay pigeon shooting if you want, because they have an electronic clay pigeon shooting thrower type deal. They have a little cabin out there. They have a little tiny pond filled with bass, bluegill, red ear, catfish, and all that. And it's a certain amount to become a member. And my cousin is a member of the Fairbank Gun Club, and he's going to let me know when an opening does come open. And you have to, it's mandatory they have to be at 5 meetings. You have to help out with the venison supper that they put on to help pay for the taxes and the upkeep on the property. And they do some things to help out with the conservation. They do the hunter safety course. It's right next to. It's not there. Oh, it is. Yeah, how many acres is it?
41.
41 acres.
Not very much.
No. And so, But yeah, and you have to be at 5 meetings. They have a deal to where you can, you have to help out at the venison supper and help pay for the taxes on the club, the upkeep, conservation type deal. They do hunter safety courses there for the children and everything like that. But when you become a member, you can go out to that property and do whatever you want out there as long as it's legal and everything. But you can hunt, fish, hang out, do whatever. And yeah, so I'm going to be looking at becoming a member. So I'm really interested because it's nice, isn't it, Colin? It'd be nice to have the kids, have my kids go to somewhere where it's nice and safe and you don't have to deal with a bunch of dickheads when you're out fishing or hunting.
Yeah,
when you have children.
Yeah, we deal with that enough.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, guys. Quit being complete dickheads and thinking that you own anything and everything. When you're trespassing and you know you're in the wrong, just say, I'm sorry, and get out of there. You don't need to have to put up with fist fights and yelling and screaming and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm looking at because my boy, he likes to go to places where there isn't a lot of people. He doesn't like it when there's a bunch of people around. He just likes to hang out with Dad.
Yeah.
So, I think it'd be good.
Well, that's why I hunt the 2 private places that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Between Graceland and
Mm-hmm.
What are we calling the other one? Paradise. Paradise, yeah. Between Paradise and Graceland, I'm pretty stoked. So, and we can go on a little rant about everything, but I don't think that's.
We don't need to.
No, because you're gonna have your Karens no matter where you go.
Yep. Yep.
Plain and simple. But no, I'd like to stay more on the whole deal of, the archery shoots and stuff, because archery is becoming big with the in the schools and stuff with the
NAS program.
Yeah, the NAS. That's what I was thinking.
National Archery in the Schools program.
Yeah, and that's becoming really,
Does
really
Janesville
big.
have one?
No, Janesville does not have one.
Where would you have to go if Fletcher wants to do it?
That would, I think, Waverly.
Waverly?
Yeah, and I don't even know if Waverly is doing one right now.
Or maybe he could do Denver?
Mm-mm. Nope, can't.
They're not accepting open and...
It doesn't make any sense. We checked into it. Yes, Denver and Janesville are together when it comes to trap shooting, but they're not together when it comes to archery, if that makes any sense.
No, that don't make one bit of sense.
It does not. But with, like I said, with the popularity in archery growing, it boggles my mind that the state of Iowa is not doing something more or trying to help out more with reaching out to some of these clubs like the IBA or whoever and saying, hey, let's do something like this and bring in people and everything to continue the rise in popularity. You see all the social media guys going to all these tacks and everything. Well, it's getting recognition for those places, and it's like, why isn't it just blows my mind that tack events are growing. Why is it? It like I said, it blows my mind that those things aren't coming to effect here in Iowa when we've got the room and everything else to be able to do all this stuff. I mean, there's some that are kind of close that are trying to mimic them, but they're not, I don't think they're trying as hard as what they think they are, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, one, you need to get a group of people together that actually do believe that they would want a tack event here, and then talk to where, you know.
I'm just saying mimic it better with bringing in people that, you know, there's enough mom and pop shops, you know, have them set a booth up and, you know, get a couple of these people around.
Well, you also got to get sponsors to do it to help out with that, and
I don't see people reaching out to some of these mom and pop archery shops to try and help them grow, because you and I are finding out that it's getting harder and harder to find a good archery shop in the area close by. Like Waterloo at one time had like 4.
mm-hmm.
Not counting Shields.
But they all lost money because, well, okay, so
that's the thing. Exactly.
Okay.
So they're going downhill. Now the closest one to us that's that you can quote unquote say they're doing it full time is you're either going to Elkader, Center Point, or Decorah, or Dyersville.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the way I see it.
All right, let's hear this.
So you get these people that want to open up an archery shop because they're good. They like working, doing archery. All right, they come up with an idea of, oh, okay, I'm going to start this up. Okay, so you start learning about the bows. You start learning about each and every individual bow.
Yeah.
Okay. Then after a while of working on so many bows, you get burnt out doing it. Okay. So then you start losing interest. You start doing shitty work. Okay. Then people stop going to you because then you end up doing the shitty work. Then you start losing money. It's also the time, the effort of trying to work on these bows is getting in the way of other interests that you have, like the hunting. Okay, that's probably what's getting in the way. That's probably the reason why you don't see them around here anymore.
I don't think it's that.
I think it is.
I don't.
I do.
You want to hear my thoughts on it? When you have, I'm not going to say names, some people might already know when I go to say this. When you have a bow manufacturer saying that you have to acquire almost $20,000
Oh yeah, there's that too.
of inventory to be able to sell our bows,
Yeah.
and you're told what you can sell and what you can't sell,
Yeah.
that
gets in the way of it also.
you got that.
You can't be
And
within so many miles of being able to
Of another shop.
selling
Right.
the same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And
When they change something up, then you got to get a different bow press.
right, which that's here and there, but what I think it is it's the bigger picture of everything, and so the ones that are trying to make it are the ones that aren't selling the quote unquote top 3 bow brands around,
Okay. Yeah.
and they're selling like Bear, Diamond,
Bow tag.
oh, not
Martin. Darton.
closest darting dealers in Elkader to
Yeah.
us. I mean, I knew a guy back in the day. He was primarily darting, and he was doing great
Yeah.
as a darting dealer.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I think he was mainly darting, PSE, and something else. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
But
But you could walk in, and he had this showroom, and it had everything you could want when you walk into an archery shop. You had your wide selection of arrows, you had your wide selection of broadheads, you had a wide selection of sights, releases, rests, quivers, field points. Like it wasn't like some of these little guys that I think a lot of it is they're afraid to front the money up front.
yeah.
And in all honesty, I don't think if you have a place to be able to test shoot them to a little bit of a distance, that you're not going to succeed.
Well, there's that too. It all adds up, man.
Like, I want to say, what I'm noticing is, as the archery shops around that are still kicking, they've got a place where you can shoot 20, 30 yards inside, and they have a wide variety. And they have a broad spectrum of things, and they're all in or nothing. And what we've dealt with are people that are like, oh, I can do this. And they do try to do it on the side, and then they're like, oh, fuck. This isn't what I wanted to do. And so they start, like you said, going down the rabbit hole on the other end. So,
Yeah. It, like I said, it all adds up and it snowballs and it keeps right on rolling.
now see, I wouldn't have an issue running my own shop. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't. The only thing that stops me from doing it is I want to go too big too quick. Like, I want to have the largest indoor range in Iowa because I know it would pay off. But I've gone as far as going to the bank and asking and trying to get pre-approved for the loan. Like, I've already done all that. And when I found out the upfront what you would need, and I was like, oh my, that's an ouch. Because I did everything to the, I mean, I walked in with a list of everything that I would need up front, and I went off of what the consumer would buy, at that price point. And I added it up, and then I picked out a building in Des Moines for a reference. And when I found out that now this is back in the early 2000s though, it was the down payment was gonna be almost like $75,000-$80,000.
Yep.
And that's like, well, that's gonna take me a long ass time to acquire to be able to go and do. And then it's like, well, and some people might say, oh, well, just break it down, start off small and everything. Well, then if you start off too small, you're not gonna acquire shit.
Why do you think Dave lived in this building that he bought?
We wanted to save money, and there was an apartment above, so why not? That was a smart business move.
Yeah. And plus he was single.
Still is.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, he's still doing it down in LaPorte City, but he's got into doing
Infinito. African safari hunts.
Yeah, being
A rep.
a rep for them and the money that he's making off of it, it's like, well, why not? You know, because 2020. I mean,
That was
that
was his big, almost his big year.
that's the year that almost ruined him.
Oh, was it?
COVID ruined a lot of the mom and pop
Oh yeah.
shops all around. And then going into it with not getting the help and everything that they were, I mean, it put the guy in Waverly out of business. It damn near put Dave to the point to where he only does it part time, and he had to do something to keep money flow coming in. So he had to do that, and so now when he's not doing that, then he's doing the archery thing. So it's like, well, but now I think it's starting to get to be that time to where I think if somebody wanted to do it, now would be the time to do it.
For our area, yeah. Because it's
And right now
it's getting tough. Because we're the only place if I need to get my bow worked on is go up to Decorah. You know.
Well, there or Center Point.
Yeah.
So
Center Point's what do they have in Center Point? Fin and feather? No. Palo.
no, it's the guys that I think it's the guys that ran Palo.
Oh.
But it's actually right next. It's just literally down the road off from the Casey's off of 380.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, right off that Casey's truck stop. It's the next. Don't turn. You get off like you're gonna go there, but you take the next intersection and turn left, and that's where they are.
Okay.
On the edge of town there.
Okay.
So they've got the location and everything, and there's the locations here, but we have to compete with the box store, and in all honesty, they're getting a really, really bad name for themselves when it comes to
People working on their stuff.
yeah, because I'm sorry, just going and taking a class for a week.
tell them about when we were there and what I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know who was dumber, the customer or the guy working there.
This is what we have to deal with when we go to our. This isn't necessarily a
Don't
knock.
say the name. Don't say the name of the store.
They're a Midwest chain, and it starts and ends with an S. You can figure out the rest. But when you have somebody that's legit asking questions, this guy literally asked a question: if my line breaks
On my pole.
do I need to come back in and have it restrung? And the very next things with the guy, the person working there without missing a beat said, yeah, bring it in and we will re-spool everything if your line breaks. And he's like, so if I'm out fishing and I hit a snag and my line breaks, I need to come back in and have my pole restrung and buy new string. And the guy said, yes.
I really honestly wanted to stop the guy and say, if you get a snag, your line breaks, you can go and take whatever line you have, make sure it's not frayed, and tie on another jig. I really wanted to stop, but I didn't want to
But
be
the guy working for this company said, no, bring it in, we will re-spool it.
Yeah, we'll.
Meaning the amount of money that the guy had spent,
On the line. And
they're going to make him buy another thing of line and re-spool it.
Yeah. I'm sitting there like, okay.
I had a guy come in. I went in to go test shoot a bow one time. This was a few years ago. I walked in and I was like, yeah, I want to test shoot this bow. Oh, are you a beginner? No, I said, I've been shooting a bow ever since I was 3 years old. He looked up right at me. He's like, "You couldn't be shooting a bow at 3 years old. You're not old enough. Nobody's 3 years old and shoots a bow." I was like, I was winning, and I looked at him. I was like, I was winning archery tournaments from the time I was 5 to the time I was 18, because I like to competitively shoot. Mason here will tell you, and Mason knows that when I have the right, when I can with my hands, like I said, I'm having that issue. When my hands are good, and he saw the first half when we shot Pine Lake, I can shoot extremely well. And we don't shoot from our stakes. We always shoot the furthest back, toughest stakes when we go to our little deals. And Mason will sit there and tell you, I will shoot with the best of them. And I have outshot people that are considered pro staffers that travel and go to tournaments and stuff.
Without peeps, without kisser buttons, without the big huge stabilizers you can club a deer with.
And I am out shooting them from their own stakes.
Without the sights that stick out this frickin' far.
I'm doing
from the riser.
I'm doing it with a hunting setup. I don't change nothing.
And without people going, the sun's blocking me. The sun, I can't see because of the sun. And so they stick their hat up and hide the sun.
And I shot this. I made a point one time to do it, make that shot while the guys were standing there because they were letting us shoot through. And they're like, "You want us to block the sun?" No, I walked up and I 12 rung it. And these guys were struggling to hit the 10, and it was a 60-yard shot on an elk. And I walked up, drew back, settled in, thump, and they're like, "How'd you do that?" I was like, "I just did it." The sun wasn't in your eyes. I was like, "I didn't focus on that." I said, I picked a spot and I focused on it. But to sit there and have somebody tell me that I can't be doing it, and then and I'm asking to test shoot one bow, and he's pressing for me to try and shoot this other one, and then to finally sit there and say, "Well, you're just a waste of my time then."
They're told to try and sell what the company wants them to sell.
Which is
a commission.
Fine. I get that, and that's all fine, hunky dory. But you got to be able to learn to listen, because when you don't, like, they don't get me wrong, they've had a couple of good people work there. You and I know of a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually knew what they were talking about. But when I one day it was hard, and I was like, "Well, I think I'll apply, and it'd be fun to actually try and help them out." I was like, "Oh, I'll see if I can do it part-time." I didn't meet their requirements. I was unqualified to work in this department store's archery department with, at the time, I had over 20 years experience shooting a bow and 20 years experience hunting. I did not meet their requirements to work in their department. And I've asked people, the people that they bring in, "How long you been hunting?" "Oh, I've been hunting 5 years or so now." I was like, "Huh." And I've had their workers tell me, "Well, you should come work for us. You're pretty knowledgeable." And I sit there and tell them, "Yeah, when I applied, the manager said that I didn't have enough experience. But yet, here's Joe Blow that's never done it, and they've been doing it 5 years. They just want a body in there to try and sell the stuff, and their concept is all wrong." And I've noticed that I don't think they're selling bows like they used to anymore, because they've gotten such a bad rep from previous years of people not doing it. And the one guy that owned the archery shop, this company bought him out to come and help it out. And then it got to the point to where he's like, no, I ain't playing your game no more. And he switched over to the gun department and then retired.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't deal with it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I went to go in and trade in a bow that I had, and it was your not reflex, the expedition.
Yep.
To there, and they said no, we can't have a trade in on this expedition because they can't take trade ins on expedition. I would have to go to a different expedition dealer, and I sat there and I'm like, well then, why is that expedition on the used rack? And they're like, oh. Yeah, that's right. That's not supposed to be there.
But they took it in on trade.
Yeah, they took it in on trade.
It's a real shady deal, and that's what we deal with around
And
here.
so, and then they're like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. But yeah, we still can't take this, this expedition on trade in. And so they're like, we're going to have to get rid of that. Come to find out, they just went and sent it off to another store and everything, and then 2 weeks later come back to that store and there's another different expedition sitting in the used bow area. And I looked at one of the guys working there and I said, I thought you guys don't take expeditions on trade. Oh, we do. I'm like, really? Because I brought one in 2 weeks ago to trade in, and you guys told me you can't take expeditions in on trade.
Yeah, that's what we deal with.
Yeah. And also, this is before I was trying to do that, and I was trying to tell these guys that I wanted this certain rest. And the guy was like, well, no, what you want is this one. I'm like, no, I don't want that one. I want this type of rest. You guys, it says here you have them on stock on your website, but you don't have any on your shelf. Do you have any in the back? Well, no, we don't have any in back, but we can try and get you on. What you want to try and do is this rest. No, I don't want that rest.
That's what we deal with in a nutshell. When we
And
try
it was
to
one
buy
of those
shit.
Trophy Ridge ones that you have to set it like this to lock it in, and then after you draw back, it goes.
Yeah, you wanted this. Like
I want a regular drop away rest. I
Yeah,
wanted the regular cheapy QAD. Works perfectly fine. Costs less than that one that I think that's Trophy Ridge that sold those, didn't it?
yeah, where it was this way, where it held your rest. When it full draw, it was this way, and then when it wasn't, it was this
Yeah.
way.
That's
Because
what he was trying to
it was
sell
like
me.
a lockdown or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was the new and improved thing at the time.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I want the cheapy QAD rest. Works perfectly fine. Because at the time, all I had was, I think, a Whisker Biscuit at the time.
Yeah.
And I wanted the cheapy QAD rest. And the QADs worked for you, worked for everybody else. So I wanted that one. Nope. I'll try and sell you this Trophy Ridge one. Oh, and arrows. Don't get me on frickin' arrows. These guys, 28-inch draw, 27-inch draw, shooting 70 pounds. And what you want is these 400 spike. No, I want the 340.
You can get away with
You can get away with it, but I was trying to get gold tips. On the box, it said 340.
Yeah, and you told them, I want my arrow cut at this length, and they're like, no, you can't do that. You have to have it cut to your draw length.
Yep.
No, I don't want it cut to my draw length.
I don't want an inch outside the riser. I want a half inch inside the riser. Like a fucking dart. I want it to be like a dart. The broadhead ain't gonna go all the way back. It ain't gonna go through the freaking rest. Half inch
And most people now will tell you you want about a half inch sitting in front of your breast when you go to shoot. So, but a good rule of thumb is though that if you're shooting a 28, like me, a 28 and a half inch, 29-inch draw,
Yeah.
you should be shooting a 28 and a half,
Well, this is when
29-inch arrow.
This is when I was shooting at a shorter length,
Right,
and it was that Hoyt I was using at the time.
right, and you wanted short because you were shooting an expandable,
Yeah.
and you were trying to make your arrows as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but that's just the crap that we deal with. Is we're told no
Yeah.
all the time. Now I get it. You can sit there. The rule of thumb is whatever your draw length is, that's what you cut your arrows to, and that's what a lot of when you look on the arrows charts, that's what they're kind of going off of.
Mm-hmm.
And you can fudge it a little bit, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like with me, I can shoot a 340 spine or I can shoot a 400 spine.
Well, yeah.
If I'm going to shoot a 400 spine, I'm going to cut it down short and get as much speed as I can out of it, and just
Well,
be good.
the thing is I don't remember what the width of that riser was on my Hoyt, but I wanted it half of the riser width for my arrows.
Yeah, and
on that Hoyt, that riser was pretty freaking wide.
well, yeah, I mean, widthways this way, if you're looking at it from the side, it had a long arrow shelf.
Yeah.
Longer than what most are now, because I think it was the reflex, or
No, it was a Hoyt.
I think you were shooting a Hoyt reflex.
No, it wasn't the Hoyt reflex.
It was before they came out.
It was that turbo one.
Yeah,
Remember
that was still that was based off of the Charger, like the Charger frame,
Yeah.
or it was the Alpha Max
Yeah.
frame sort of deal. Still,
It was that Hoyt turbo like Matrix or some shit like that. I don't remember.
yeah, it was something. But yeah, that's what we deal with around here, and we definitely need. I'm searching for a good archery shop around.
I'm thinking what I might do is if I need anything and I need to talk to somebody, is wait for that one girl that we know, that knows us personally. I'm not calling her name out.
I know who you're talking about.
Is wait for her and talk to her. Because those other people.
She don't work there no more.
Oh, she don't?
No.
Oh,
No, she had enough of their shit too.
dang it.
Yep.
That's how long it's been since I've been there.
Well, you were just there with me last
Well,
week.
I didn't talk to anyone. I just needed fletchings.
I know. And God forbid they would have tried to tell you, oh, you got to shoot tack veins. I don't want tack veins.
I want AE.
I don't need that stiff of a vein.
No. Somebody, although I did listen to a podcast and they had some guy, owner of a bow shop, and he recommended these guys to shoot the tack veins over any other vein because they're stiffer. Because they won't flex in the wind too much if you're hunting in the wind. Which is true,
Yeah.
but
Each setup calls for something different. Like if you're going to be strictly hunting out west, open prairie, mule deer, antelope, whatever.
yeah,
Okay, I can see you shooting
the tack veins.
like a tack vein sort of deal, and a micro diameter arrow and everything else, and you're gonna want the best of the best. When you're around here, and some of the social media guys have already said, shooting a whisker biscuit and any decent vein is going to do the job for the way our style of hunting. Now, you know me. I found my happy medium for hunting out west
Mm-hmm.
and for hunting here in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad a lot of bow companies now are doing the 33-inch axle bows because they're still They're still short enough that I can hunt out of a ground blind with.
Mm-hmm.
At the time I had, before I switched jobs and everything, I could do the whole, a multi-pin slider sight to where I could have my 20, 30, 40 locked in, and then I could dial it down if I wanted to shoot further distances. Perfect setup right there. Had a good drop away rest on it. Had the bow tuned to where for out west I was shooting a smaller diameter arrow, so that way the wind wouldn't catch it as much because I knew my shots were going to be pushed. Doing spot and stalk antelope hunting. And I found that happy medium with what arrows I wanted to use and also bring back for deer hunting. And I just shot the same broadheads, but I found out though, because my bow was tuned well enough, I could shoot a micro, I could shoot a regular sized arrow and screw anything I wanted on the front of it to hunt deer with around here. And now I have, that bow is now sitting in a case because it's all jacked up. Not due to anything I did either.
Yeah, but anyway, since we were there just a little bit ago, I only needed fletchings, but I knew what fletchings I wanted. And it's worked for me. It's come to the point that when it annoys the hell out of us that if they're coming up and recommending something that we need, recommending what they think we need, when we know what we truly need, it makes me wonder what they're trying to pull on somebody that is less experienced than us.
Oh, they're definitely 100% taking advantage of the person.
Yeah.
And it's not good it's not good for the sport, it's not good for the industry, it's
not good for them.
And we've already done the whole deal how I think the industry is going down the shitter anyways, but thanks to a few people on social media that are trying to save it, and I think they're going to be the ones to actually do it. I honestly do, just because of their personality and how they promote themselves and what they stand for. They're going to end up changing the industry.
But once those people that are less experienced gain experience, if they haven't given up.
Here's one thing I want to touch on. Bow companies, quit adding shit to the bows for people to do their own work. Oh my Lord!
You already went over that on the last episode about that.
I know, but damn it, keep it simple. Put a fucking cam on top, cam on the bottom with the deals on it, and before it leaves the manufacturing plant, make sure that if a rest is screwed on there, that everything is set up to be able to go 13/16. So that way it's just a matter of a slight adjustment either way with the rest and be done. Darton damn near does that right now. I've heard so many people buying a new Darton bow that the sequel STs or whatever they are, like the 31, the 33, and the 35s. You can throw a rest on it and you can be slightly off one way or another and not have to mess with their tuning system that they put on it, but they made it extremely simple that it's not going to ruin your bow. And if you go to make an adjustment, I think you could end up screwing it up though with the limb adjustment thing. But anyways, I've heard numerous people say that they've had to move their rest less than a 16th of an inch either way, which is what you're given, plus or minus a 16th of an inch when it comes to your center shot for the bow to function properly. And Darton's doing it. Bowtech, yes, great, that's awesome that you can sit there with an Allen wrench and tweak here, tweak there, whatever. You get somebody with no experience and they start freaking wrenching on that damn thing, they're gonna ruin it. You know, same thing if you crank too far out on a limb deal. Put a stop on that limb bolt so that way they don't accidentally pull that limb bolt all the way out. You know, put a stop on there or something to where you have to physically put it in a bow press to be able to get access to that, to be able to pull it out if you want to take your limbs off. Like, keep it so simple that, because by doing all this innovation work, you're taking business away from the local archery shops. You know, you're taking business away from a local archery shop that would normally sit there like, yeah, I can help you tune this and do that and everything. Just make the product right the first time to where you can just do it with a slight adjustment with the rest here or there and be done.
Once these people need new strings, they're going to need new strings anyway, so let the archery shops do the work.
Yes.
I mean,
I'd almost want to go as far and say, nobody, unless you own an archery shop, you can't have a bow press. Like, I almost want to go that far and say it, because you're taking business away from them, and then you could have it so far screwed up that they are going to sit there and tell you, well, now you got to buy a new bow because we can't fix it. You
that's
know?
the reason why that they're doing it that way. And so that way they can blow their bow up and be like, well,
Well, and
now
then
you
it's
gotta
not,
buy a new bow.
and it's not covered under their warranty either.
Yeah.
It's like, more and more I am becoming a Darton fan. That's what I used to shoot way back in the day. That's all I ever shot. That's what Mason started out shooting, was a Darton. And did we ever have issues with a Darton?
No.
Like, they were some damn good shooting bows.
I miss my reflex.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Up until
That's
like,
the reason why.
up until like 2013, archery shops were exploding. Like,
Yeah.
they were all over the place, and you could sit there, and because people would take their bows in, oh hey, I'm having this slight issue. Oh, it's just adjust it. Well, now they've decided, oh, well, we'll just make it so the consumer can do it and not have to deal with an archery shop. No, go back to that concept.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why I'm happy that the bow that you gave me, I can't really screw anything up on it. I would have to take it in because it's an older style, single cam, single limb bows.
Well, you can't find anybody that's shooting those bows will still tell you Matthew's best bow they ever made was the Z7 series bow.
Yeah. Well, even the freaking the switchback.
Yeah, let me know how many switchbacks are out there for sale. Switchbacks, Outbacks, Monsters, and Z7 series bows, all the way up to the the Z7 Z3 bow. You can't find them for sale because they're such a good quality made bow,
Yep.
and they're simple. Because
Simple,
all they have
easy.
all they have-
Handles were correct, not slim,
right?
fat, in the hand, wooden.
Harder.
Right here.
And it made you hold the bow correctly every time, and then they got to the line, oh, well, let's do a torqueless one so that way you can torque the shit out of it.
Yeah.
With somebody with big, fat, meaty hands that can't shoot the son of a bitch.
That's the reason why I'm happy you gave me the bow that you did. Because I'm like,
You're
oh,
welcome.
I can't screw this up.
Yeah, I was originally going to be the one shooting it. I was just going to order the cams from Matthew, hey, can I, yada, 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 this is what I want, and get them and have them put on. But I was like, I'll be nice. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you got a lip that you gotta get fixed.
Unless Matthews comes back with something simple for next year, I can honestly say I'm done with Matthews. I can honestly say I think I'm switching over to Darton. If their grip is comparable to, from what I've heard, either later this year or next year, I will be shooting a Darton, and that's all I'll be shooting. Just for the simple fact of what they have. And a lot of bow companies around
Hey, who bought out Golden Eagle?
I have no idea.
Remember those Golden Eagles? Oh, they were freaking nice.
Yeah, they integrated the 20-degree angle already into the deal. So when you go to put your hand out, it's already like this. So it's already there. I can't do nothing with it. And it helps out. It's like, that was genius. And Golden Eagle was,
I don't know. Google's taking forever to load.
But my dad's best friend bought a Golden Eagle, shot it for years,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Alpha Max came out, and he's still shooting his Alpha Max
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a good quality bow.
They merged with Baird Jennings to form the North American Archery Group, and then a few years later, the NAAG was acquired by Escalade Sports. The Golden Eagle line, along with other several, was dropped.
So pretty much Bear Archery is Golden Eagle.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sherwin Group and Clinic, a private investment group, purchased Golden Eagle Archery from Coleman Co. in 1988, according to the Los Angeles Times. Coleman, a sporting goods manufacturer, sold off both Golden Eagle and its Coast Catamaran business units.
So they just went bye-bye.
Yeah, they just went.
But you don't see people like doing that, and like I said, the things that Darton are coming up with, the things that Prime's coming up with, and PSE has gone backwards a little bit.
It says here North American Archery Group, along with Bear, Buckmasters, Chuck Adams, Satellite Archery, and a couple others. So they're in Bear Archery with Buckmasters and Chuck Adams, but they did away with it.
I think I honestly think that Bear is. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more Bear archery bows around.
Mm-hmm. That and Elite.
No, I think the top bows you're going to see around that are going to start getting sold more is you're going to start seeing Bear a lot more because of cost. I think you're going to see Darton a lot more due to costs. I think you're going to start seeing less Matthews and Hoyts with everything, and Hoyt has definitely well surpassed in price point when it comes to a Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now don't get me wrong, with Hoyt and Easton being pretty much all the same company and everything, I get what they're somewhat doing, but I don't understand their price point when it comes to things, because you can go and buy a Bowtech that does way more and spend hundreds less with a Bowtech
Mm-hmm.
than what you are with a Hoyt, and you're not going to have any of the features that a Bowtech does.
Yeah.
But there again, though, that's when you can fight the simplicity deal that I talk about and everything else. But yeah, anywhoosies, that's for a whole nother topic and everything else. So. But I don't know. We definitely need to go back to the simplicity deal, and I think that's starting to catch on more
Yeah.
as he's on his phone.
Hey, wife is texting me. But anyway, yeah. She was wondering how long I was going to be here.
A little while ago.
Yeah. So, but I think we went close to an hour.
Oh, I know we're close to it.
Yeah.
But, so we'll sign off on this one. We'll we've got good things to share on the next ones. I know Dingle Dork sitting next to me here is definitely going to probably get me going on a rant here at some point. So
Yeah. And I gotta pee.
So until the next one drop, guys, like I said, I try to do this once a week with dropping them, and until we see numbers go up. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment. When his channel, Wapsie River Adventures, hits 500, we are doing a giveaway. And when this one hits 500, we're going to do a giveaway. Every 500 for each time. We're going to end up doing a giveaway, and hopefully we'll be able to work with a few people and be able to do more in our giveaways as we continue to grow. But until then, like I said, please like, subscribe, comment, tell us how bad we're doing, tell us how good we're doing. Ain't gonna hurt our feelings none. We enjoy doing this. We like shooting the shit, and it's kind of fun to do, kind of relaxing to do. But until the next one, I'll see you guys out in the woods.
I'll see you out on the river.
And until then, adios, guys.
All right.